Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to discuss about viscosity as well as the velocity gradient. So before going to start this topic, those who are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel so that you receive notifications regarding my channel, as well as you can watch my previous videos so that you can clear your concepts and you can solve as many numericals as you can. So let's start this topic. Viscosity. What is meant by viscosity? Means the frictional force acting between the layers of the fluid is known as viscosity. It is just like a friction. So here when we consider the layers of the fluid which flows in the forward direction, when the upper layer moves with the velocity v in the forward direction, the layer which is present beneath this layer tries to drag the upper layer in the backward direction with a force. This force is known as frictional force. And here, as we move from up to down, here the velocity decreases. And here we consider almost the velocity beneath the surface of earth is equals to 0. Approximation, it is an approximation. So now based on this condition we are going to discuss about a velocity gradient. So here when a fluid is flowing in the forward direction, fluid is flowing in the forward direction with a velocity v. Here now we are going to consider the layer is at a height h from the surface, and the upper layer which is present above this layer possesses a velocity of v plus delta v. Then velocity gradient is represented as a change in velocity by height of the layer. It is represented as a velocity gradient. So it is represented as delta v by h, or we can also represent it as a delta h. So if we consider the change is negligible, means if we represent the instantaneous velocity gradient, then we can represent it as a dv by dh. The formula delta v by delta h or dv by dh represents velocity gradient. Suppose if we consider that velocity gradient for a fluid is 0, then we can represent the viscosity for the fluid is also 0. Means without velocity gradient we cannot represent the viscosity to the fluid. So if we represent that there is a viscosity to a fluid, that means automatically velocity gradient will be present to the fluid. It varies from top to bottom. So since we had considered the velocity v, the lower layer which is present is represented as v minus delta v. In this way the velocity continuously changes from one layer to another layer. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now we are going to discuss about a viscous force. So here when we consider a fluid in the form of layers which moves in like this, so as the fluid is flowing in the forward direction, every layer possesses a different velocity. So here I am going to consider the velocity of this layer is represented as v minus delta v, and the velocity of this layer is v, and velocity of this layer is represented as v plus delta v. So based on that, observe that there is a change of delta v from one layer to another layer. Now if we consider this layer is at a height of h from the bottom of the fluid, and the change in velocity is represented with a change in height dh. So now as you observe that the velocity gradient is represented as a delta V by delta H, delta V by delta H. Now, the viscous force acting between the layers of the fluid is directly proportional to velocity gradient. Velocity gradient. And the viscous force acting between the layers of the fluid is directly proportional to area of the fluids. So instead of writing these two equations, we can represent a common equation. So we can represent it as viscous force is directly proportional to A into delta V by delta H. So to remove this proportionality, we should add a constant, and this constant is represented with neta. F suffix p is equals to neta A delta V by delta H. So if we consider the change in velocity gradient is minimum, means instantaneous, then the viscous force can be represented as neta A into dV by dH. dV by dH. Now, observe that neta is nothing but coefficient of viscosity. Here, this coefficient of viscosity depends upon temperature. It depends upon temperature. As the temperature increases, coefficient of viscosity decreases. We can observe in our regular life when we heat the oil or water, what happens? It becomes very thin. Based on that, we can represent that as the temperature increases, coefficient of viscosity decreases. As the temperature decreases, coefficient of viscosity increases. So, based on that, we can represent a coefficient of viscosity is inversely proportional to change in temperature. Change in the temperature. Now, this unit for coefficient of viscosity is represented as Newton. So that dH, so it can be meter by is a meter square into change in the velocity, nothing but meter per second. Then unit is represented as Newton second per meter square in SI system. In CGS system, it can be represented as a dyne second per centimeter square. So here, this dyne second per centimeter square can also be represented as a poise, very familiar unit. Poise. So instead of a dyne second per centimeter square, we can represent it as a poise, the unit given to viscosity. Take a screenshot, we will continue. So let's solve a numerical based on this coefficient of viscosity. Observe that a metal block of area 0.10 meter square is connected to a 0.10 kg mass via string that passes over a idle pulley considered massless. A liquid with a film thickness of 0.30 millimeter is placed between the block and the table. When released, the block moves to the right with a constant speed of 0.085 meter per second. Now we have to represent the coefficient of viscosity. So here, as you observe that since the film is placed between the block and the table, the block moves towards the right since tension acts on the block. So as the tension is acting, the block will move in the downward direction, whereby this block also moves in the forward direction. So based on that, now we have to represent a stress, where we know that stress is equal to force by area, where force is represented as mg by area A. Mass of the block is 0.01 kg into gravity is 9.8 by area is 0.1 meter square. So as you observe that 9.8 into 10 to the power of minus 2 by 10 to the power of minus 1 then here we get a 9.8 into 10 to the power of minus 1, 0.98. This represents a stress, Newton per meter square. Now we have to represent strain based on the velocity gradient. Strain rate is represented as V by T, whereas velocity possessed by the block is given as 0.085 by thickness of the film is 0.30 millimeter. 0.303 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter. So as you observe that it can be represented as 85 into 10 to the power of minus 3 by 3 into 10 to the power of minus 4. So 10 to the power of minus 3 gets cancelled and we can represent it as 85 by 3 into 10. So 3 to 6, 4, 7 3 is 21, 8 3 is 24.3. So it can be represented as 283. This represents a strain rate. Now we have to represent a coefficient of viscosity, where coefficient of viscosity can be represented as stress by strain rate. Strain rate, it is given as 0.98 by 283. So here on simplifying we get a value of 0.43 into 10 to the power of minus 3. This represents a coefficient of viscosity. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Observe the next problem. A plate of area 100 centimeters square is placed on the upper surface of castor oil 2 millimeter thick. So T is equals 2 millimeter and it can be represented as 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter, and area is represented as 100 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square. Taking the coefficient of viscosity to be 15.5 poise. Calculate the horizontal force necessary to move the plate with a velocity of 3 centimeter per second. In terms of centimeter, thickness can be represented as 0.2 centimeter. Now here velocity is given as 3 centimeter per second, where we know that the viscous force is given as minus neta A into dV by dH, where coefficient of viscosity is 15.5 into area is 100 into velocity is 3 centimeter per second and thickness is 0.2. So here as you observe that 0.2 into 150, where we can cancel it as 0.1. When we bring it, it converts into 10. 15.5 into 50 into 3 into 10. Then 15.5, nothing but 155 into 50 into 3, 150. So when we multiply this, 155 into 15, 5 5 is 25, 5 5 is 25, 27, 2, 5 plus 2, 7, 5, 5, 1, 5, 12, and 12, 1, 13, 2. So here we can represent it as 2, 3, 2, 5, 0. Nothing but we can represent it as 232.5 into 10 to the power of 2 dyne. This represents the viscous force acting on the fluid. Take a screenshot. Please give a like to this video, share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.